Hi traders, this is Chris from Elite Currency. Today's video is focusing on some crosses we usually don't take a look at, like the Euro Pound and AUD versus New Zealand. Alright, first a quick review of the AUD New Zealand monthly chart. You can see that basically price is in a range after a strong fall to the downside. I think that there are 5 waves lower and that this could be an ABC correction. Let me show you. Here we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I think that price could be making an B, C correction. All right, so for the moment, I think that we should put a fib on the wave A to see where the wave B target is. We had a very deep retracement, 88.6 fib. So this could be a different type of correction. It doesn't have to be a zigzag necessarily. Ultimately, price could retest this top or the -272 target or the 88.6 fib of the opposite fib. Let me put a line here as a target that we know that that's the target for the moment, the max target at the moment. Or could go to the -61.8, but all right, and then we'll put a fib from here to here. And basically the 88.6 fib could be the next target. The 78.6 fib already kind of being kind of a resistance spot at this point. All right, so let's add another target line so we know about that level at 115. So those are the levels that we have to be careful of if price does move to the upside. For the moment, we are looking at a bullish kind of sentiment here on the weekly chart with higher highs and higher lows. You can see that on the weekly chart too. These are the resistance levels we have to be careful of. Those are the targets we might have to be aware of because price could stop in these zones. All right. Now, for the moment, price is breaking to the upside. We have trend lines like this. We already broke above that. We have support trend line like this connecting the bottom. So all in all, we are in an uptrend with the AUD New Zealand. And we can take a look at the daily chart, and you can see that we're actually having a pretty good uptrend channel. Now, there is a little bit of divergence between these two particular tops. So a correction could occur that could take price to the long-term moving average. And I think that from that point of view, it could still be in an uptrend. That's, it doesn't have to be in a downtrend just because it breaks this channel. These bottoms, I think, are critical and the long-term moving average. If it stays above that, it could easily still continue with this trend, in my view, at least. All right. This could be an expanded wave 4. And up it goes for wave 5. If we put a fib from probably this bottom to this top, all right, you can see that the 50 and the 38.2 fib are bouncing spots for that uptrend continuation up to the -272 target. Sorry about that, I moved the wrong box. So there we go, up to the -272 target there, and basically looking for price to continue. Let me adjust this a little bit. Up to that 115 level. That's the main target for the AUD New Zealand. But if price does break below 108, 108.30, then in that case, I am not bullish anymore. So for the moment, let's dive into the 4-hour chart, and we can see a triangle. So this triangle, basically, simply put, if it breaks to the downside, price can basically break out to the 38 or 50 fib, which in my view are bouncing spots again at around 109.40, 108.40. Or if it does break to the upside, we could be in a break pullback continuation up to that 115 target level. All right. So we still have a top, of course, to deal with. So if price breaks out, there could be a resistance spot in here. We have to be aware of that. There's a good breakout here, but price will still have some struggle to break through this resistance. Only when it breaks above this top is there space between 112.85 and 115. All right, so these are the bullish spaces. This is resistance, and this is a breakout to the downside like this, and these are bullish bounce spaces right here, or zones, I should say. So that's how I see the chart at the moment with regard to AUD New Zealand. I think interesting setups are from the support fibs and the breakout itself, basically. Now, with regard to the Euro Pound, let me fetch that one. Let's take a look at the monthly. You can see double top, but also pretty strong momentum, right? So we are basically making a little bit of a retracement at this moment. Weekly chart, well, it's a bit of a mixture, isn't it? Because of the fact that we are in uptrend, pretty strong uptrend. We can connect these bottoms pretty simply, and you can see that. But then again, there is also momentum to the downside and that double top. So for the moment, I think if it does break to the downside, price could get down to the bottom here and still bounce, all right? So I think that here too, still a long-term potential bounce spot if price does make an A like this, B, and C to the downside. All right. Now, it doesn't have to get that low necessarily. It depends on how this range kind of breaks here too. Just like the AUD New Zealand price is in a mini range. So is this a pull range and downwards towards that long-term support, which could be a bouncing spot? That's one scenario. Or this is a pullback, it's ranging, and then we'll break to the upside to retest this top. And if it breaks the top, to continue higher, right? To continue, well, maybe even to these tops up in here, as you can see. All right, so there could be some space to the upside if price breaks above that. So for the moment, going back to lower time frames, this is a good, basically short environment zone right here, and this is a good bullish bounce spot. That's the first thing. Going to the daily chart, I think we really need to price to break below the support like this. That's one aspect that I'm looking for, is a daily candle breaking below the support trend line and zone. The other would be if there's a bullish candle that can break above this resistance, and then there could be a breakout to the upside. For the moment though, price is in this range, as you can see, bouncing back and forth, and don't see any particular trades within this zone. There is a bit of support trend line here like this. Ultimately, it's getting close to resistance, so if it pushes a little bit further, there could be a bounce here back to the downside, at least to this support trend line, maybe this support trend line, or even the entire bottom. Before we get the breakout, we really have to look all the way down here, the real big breakout on the higher time frame. So it's a bit rangy, it's a bit choppy, but difficult to trade perhaps at this moment with regard to this range. But yeah, a couple of ideas basically. Bounce trade up in here, right, with a daily candle like this, or like this. All right, that's a bearish bounce candlestick pattern in this 90 zone, 0.90 resistance level. Or if there's a bullish breakout candle that closes above it, then there could be a bullish breakout. That's one idea. The other idea is indeed to wait for price to break below the zone and then bounce at support. And thirdly, trades maybe within this zone, but at the moment I don't see it. That would have to be basically, I don't see anything interesting at this point, to be honest. But it could be if there's some momentum like this and there's a bear flag, maybe a small continuation. I don't see anything particular now, but basically for the moment, bearish bounce, bullish break, and here bullish bounce or bearish break, and here bullish bounces. All right, so but those trade ideas are probably more in the intermediate future. In the near future, it is probably more about whether price will get to this resistance zone and how will it react. All right, thanks for joining this video. More free info and analysis and systems PDFs you can find on elitecurrency.com. Check out our ECS.start package for more info on that, and wish you all good trading. Cheers.